Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Jen Kopecky with City Park Coffee House.
And I am Amy Reed with Amy Wallen Photography.
And this is Heather Owens joining us today, and you're listening to Behind the Mug. This is a podcast where we discuss the real and raw life of being a mom, a small business owner, and all kinds of other really random stuff right here in Eastern Kentucky. So this is our second episode. So we're super excited to have our first guest, Heather Owens. I always want to say Heather Branch Owens because that's what you are on Facebook.
I always say everyone's middle name if it's on Facebook.
Well, it's my maiden name.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah, that's how mine is.
We all three have our maiden name.
I think that's important.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm the last of my branches, so
She's the last branch on the tree.
I gotta keep it in there.
Keep it.
So I want to
I like
introduce
it.
Heather real quick. Heather owns Mountain Muse in downtown Prestonsburg. So I'm going to let her tell you just a tiny bit about what it is that she sells and what it is that she does. Just a little quick bit before we jump in. Go.
I am Heather Owens, and I own the Mountain Muse in downtown Prestonsburg. The Mountain Muse is a hot mess, and it is a combination of handmade candies, vintage finds. Imagine if the 1970s puked.
Good description.
Yeah,
That's great.
It's very accurate.
Some T-shirts and gifts and perfect things
Literally
for all the weirdos.
Everything
you know.
under the sun that you could imagine is in her store, which is
great.
funny because it was really supposed to be.
Not that.
Isn't that how it always works?
Yeah.
It
You picture
always
one
works.
thing and it turns out to be something
You know,
else.
Yeah.
the thing is, what's the saying? You tell God your plans, and He just laughs.
He's like,
Oh,
yeah,
he got a
hilarious.
really good cackle. But, like,
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot more about what all Heather has to offer in her whole story here in just a minute. But so what are we going to talk about today?
So I'm super excited about getting to know you better because I have only seen your store and gotten to meet you in the store,
Yeah.
and I haven't gotten to hear your story. So I'm really excited to hear it. And I think when we have a special guest, I'm going to ask some questions, just like a speed dating kind of questions, just like random stuff that I want to know. So, and I think everybody else will get a kick out of it too.
I think so.
So, are you ready, Heather?
maybe my brain's enemies are moving slow today.
well, we can go as slow as you need to. It's totally fine. Okay, we're going to start with 3 words to describe yourself.
Weird. Artistic. Strange.
I like it.
Just like her store.
I like that's
Just
the
like
store
Mountain
too.
Muse.
Okay, what kind of humor do you think you have?
Well, if you ask my husband, he says that I have no humor.
I don't believe
Come on,
that.
Darcy.
I don't
Right?
believe that.
He is wrong.
Maybe I'm dry. I don't know. Everybody has a different opinion about you, like than what you have of yourself.
Than you think,
Like
yeah.
somebody the other day told me that I was intimidating. Like me, I would never envision myself as intimidating.
Well, I want to know what that situation was.
You know who it was?
Hey, can we say names?
Can
Do
we
you
say
care?
names?
If
I
it's
don't
okay
know.
with you.
I don't
I
care if
mean-
you don't care.
It was Patrick.
Patrick!
Patrick thinks I'm intimidating.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Is Patrick the one that comes in here?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our friend
It's so
Patrick.
funny.
All right,
Oh,
Patrick.
goodness.
Come on now. Ain't
Come
no
on,
reason to be
Patrick.
Intimidated.
But humor, I guess I'm kind of dry.
I would say
maybe.
dry.
I think dry,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Yeah.
I love dry humor too,
It's-
so I think I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, if you could jump into a pool of something, what would it be?
Okay, this is easy. So
Sure enough.
it's gonna have a backstory.
Yes.
So in my store, I carry these tiny stuffed possums
Mm-hmm.
and like little toys, and I needed a reorder.
Uh-huh.
And so I called the people that supply them to me, and they were like, well, the only way that we can rush your order of stuffed possums is if you order 2,600 of them.
It's the only way we're gonna rush.
Yeah. And so at well over $10 a piece, that's quite substantial
For stuffed possums.
for stuffed possums.
Yeah.
And so I was like, one, I don't know what I would do with 2,600 possums. And then it hit me, the awesome possum pit.
Wait a minute. You've had this planned.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
she's like,
Yes.
funny you say that. I have intentions.
Actually, I think I
jumping
do
into-
want
So,
2,600.
So imagine, I can't afford that. It's cheaper to go buy a car. But imagine a ball pit full of stuffed possums. And like,
So fun.
you just jump into this awesome possum pit and just roll around.
Oh
I can
my
sell
God.
t-shirts that says I survived the awesome possum pit.
I feel like that
Now
could be
we
a
have to do
GoFundMe
it.
thing.
Now, if somebody
I
opened-
feel like if we did a GoFundMe, that people would be like,
People
I'm
would
in.
donate because it's really important.
If,
to
saying.
if an awesome possum
very
pit
important.
opens up, I'm coming after you.
You-
I've already coined
Can't-
it.
Listen.
You can't take this idea.
No,
Okay.
and we're like
This is all
publishing
Heather.
this. So
Yeah,
if you
so-
take this idea, it is right now. Like, you
In-
can copyright that.
We
Yeah,
have
in
proof.
words.
She can sue you. Okay, so don't do it, guys. Don't go buy the possums because it's gonna happen. I have a feeling this might actually happen at some point, and I'm hoping it does because I want the
I
shirt
would
that
jump
says
in.
I
I
survived.
survived the
Awesome
awesome possum pit.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh. That's
So Jen,
funny.
I think you wanted to answer that same question. Do you have an answer?
I just thought it'd be fun if me and
I think
if
we
me and
all
you
should.
answered all the
Yes.
questions.
But I haven't even
didn't
thought about mine.
necessarily really even think about what I would jump into. If I jumped into a tub of something, what would it be?
Yeah, anything.
Gosh, I really feel like those little teeny tiny little.
Orbeez? No,
That would be
Orbeez.
even better.
Yeah,
But I mean, like the little
Just go to
foamy
YouTube.
things that are inside of like bean bags.
yeah.
Oh, they get everywhere.
Those
Those
You would be-
so
they would be stuck
therapeutic.
to you
They would
forever.
be stuck to me forever, wouldn't
No,
they?
it'd be warm. Like have you ever stuck your hands in one of those?
Yeah,
It's
like I remember,
warm, though.
I remember like as a kid sticking my hand down
Yeah.
in
That
the
gives me-
bean bag and
I
like
don't know.
squishing it
I
around.
don't
'cause
know.
it
They
felt-
give you the
I'm
willy.
not sure if I would want it or not. I would have to think on that one.
He said it gives you a willy.
It gives me the willy.
The wi-
Not a willy.
I'm
Awkward.
like, oh, you like it too, huh? Okay, anyway.
And I-
Something beady or foamy that's like satisfying like that.
that
I
would be
just- I would
cool.
just want to roll around in it.
That would be interesting. I didn't think about it. I put you on the spot, and I didn't think
Or
about
puppies.
my own.
God,
Puppies would be
Squish 'em,
puppies
though.
would be nice.
The fucking really yelps. Went places.
Oh gosh.
Oh goodness.
Okay. I would probably have to say who no.
I know some stuff like I'm like food that I like I wouldn't
Yeah.
jump into a tub of sushi. I would eat a tub of sushi.
It
Yeah,
smell
see, I'm like I
forever.
don't know what
I want to
would,
roll around in it.
Yeah, what would smell good too?
Oh God, like lavender or something.
I was thinking like I've heard that there's a lake somewhere and I can't remember where it was, and there's so much salt in the water that you just float
That's the Dead
regardless.
Sea.
Is that where it is?
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I was like, that would be so cool to feel like thicker water.
Yeah,
Like, and then just
That would
float
be cool.
automatically. So maybe it would be that.
maybe it would be that.
I'm
That's
going
a
to think,
really
if
good
I
idea.
randomly think of it, I'm just going to be like, wait, I know.
Okay,
But as of right now, I think that would be really cool. Just kind of
That
like
is really
thick
cool.
water.
that's way better than foamy baby.
Just go to Russia. I think Russia.
There was a lake that was pink somewhere too.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it looks so pretty. Like I feel like it would smell good too. Like it has to
Like
smell good if
salty,
it's
like
pink.
clean, salty.
Yeah, yeah.
probably.
Like the candles the pink sand
I
candles.
love the pink sand. That's my favorite.
So that. For
Okay,
now.
next question.
Oh, I forgot I had more questions. Your favorite joke of all time,
My favorite joke.
or for now, it doesn't even have to be for all time.
What's big and white and can't climb a tree?
Me.
Me too, but
Same.
Sorry.
A polar bear.
refrigerator.
That's true.
It's also on the same
so
lines
true.
of what's brown and sticky.
A stick.
A stick.
I knew that one.
That's a good one. That's pretty
Those are
funny.
my favorite kinds
Like
of jokes.
stupid little jokes, like
Yes.
the kind that are on the like popsicle sticks. Those are always
great.
my
I
favorite.
taught middle school for 8 years, so I'm full
That
of
would be
those.
so fun.
Yeah.
Every day I'd want to find like a new dad joke to tell. I love it. That's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, your last concert.
Last concert was, I went to January out the
Oh,
Mac.
yeah.
It was 10 out of 10, great.
I wish I would. That sounds fun.
I didn't get to go either.
The highlight, well, there was many highlights because Laid Back Country Picker and Luna and the Mountain Jets are like my all-time favorite. I mean,
They
when,
are
when he
amazing.
picks up that telephone and sings through it, like, it's what I
But
strive to be
I feel
when
like
I
if
grow
you
up.
were a musician, that's who
That's
you
my
would be.
aesthetic right there.
Do a plug for them real quick. If you've never heard of them,
Yeah, Laid
guys,
Back
check
Country Picker
them
and
out.
Luna and the Mountain Jets.
They're local, but they are.
I think they're out of London, Kentucky.
Yeah, but they travel a lot.
Yes.
They do
Yes,
a lot of.
and-
They open for.
And usually they're always at the Jenny Wiley Festival.
Mhm. Didn't they
But-
open for somebody big recently? Maybe I'm thinking about somebody else.
Oh no, I think
Oh,
I think they're friends with Tyler.
Kevin
Childers.
comes in for the win. Guys, Kevin Horn is producing this podcast. Without him, this could not be possible.
And one
So-
day we should have him as a guest.
He's going to be a guest on here
I
one
think
day,
that
and
would
we're
be
going to plug
great.
all that right
Yes,
in.
I
But
love
yes,
it.
they did open for Tyler Childers.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you ever get on YouTube, they have what was it? Laid Back Makes a Deal, and it's like this home filmed movie of them going to get a record deal, but the record producer is Tyler Childers.
No way.
Oh,
I'll
how
have to
cool.
And
watch
it's like
that.
a shady, like I think his
That's
name is
great.
actually Shady in it.
Okay, that's
but
funny.
It's if you
I'm
got a
gonna have
good
to check
if you
that
got
I will have
a
to.
good 45 minutes to waste. That's
that.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I
Yeah.
want to now.
Guys,
I
after
wanna
you
look
waste
that
45
up.
minutes listening to this podcast, go look that up because that's what I'm
I
going to do.
could watch it
wanna
and
see
edit
that.
at the same time. I'm
Yeah,
always
there you
looking for
go.
something new to watch, so I have to. Yeah, you'll have to link. We'll link that
Yeah,
somewhere,
we'll have to put
somewhere
it.
on our page.
Post Malone.
On our face, and we'll post Malone.
She
it.
said post below the other day,
Oh.
but she said not post
post,
Malone.
not post
Oh, it was
Malone.
funny.
Post below.
Post below. Amy, what was the last concert you went to?
The last concert I went to, oh gosh, it was the Backstreet Boys. I went to see them like 4 times when I
Yes.
was in, like middle school, high school, and they were still like they could still dance
They still
like
have
they
it?
used to. Yes, I'd forgotten a lot of the
I
songs.
envision them that they're like fat now or something.
They actually look very similar than they used to. They've got a little more like facial hair, a little more scruffy. Still look pretty similar.
So they didn't get
But-
old and fat like the rest of us, I
No.
guess.
And
Go
what was
Backstreet Boys.
weird was
Yeah.
Brian, his son, opened for them.
Oh,
So he's
really?
like 16 and he sings country music and he opened for him.
Did
It was
not know
very
that.
weird. But I was like, that's how old I am. His son is 16 now.
Oh,
so,
my gosh.
But it was a really good concert. But I think my favorite concert was Iron and Wine.
Oh, I love them.
Awesome. Oh my gosh.
Well, if we're
It was
doing
such a cool concert.
if we're doing favorite concerts.
Yeah, let's do favorite too, because
Oh,
now I'm
okay,
like
that's a
on
good
that.
one.
Yeah. on
My
that.
favorite concert was I went and saw Flogging Molly,
Ooh, Sam loves them. My
and
husband.
Flogging Molly is like an Irish punk rock band. Like they're 10 out of 10 great, and so we stood out in line for like hours in February, and so we could get front row. So here I was, dead center, like right up against the stage. This is like my all-time favorite band, and so the whole time they're playing, they're Irish, so of course they're drinking,
Oh yeah.
and by the end of the concert, they're sloshed, and so here little old me was in the front row.
You're like,
yeah, and the bassist like opens up a brand new Guinness and like shoves his arm out, and I guess we all had our arms up, like woo,
You're like, yay.
and I guess he got the bright idea to like hand it to us, but he didn't hand it because he was so drunk. He essentially just
like-
chugged it, like threw it across the yeah, and so it left his hand, went end over end over end over end, and landed right on top of my head. And so here I was, just covered in beer. So they stopped the whole concert, and he gets off the stage, gets down on one knee in front of me, grabs my hand, and said, "I am so sorry." will you please forgive me?
Are
And I'm
you
like,
"Of
serious?
course I will. Like, I'm so
I'll
honored
take
that
it.
you
Yeah,
threw this
I'll
at me."
You can
like punch me. I don't care.
That is
Oh my
he,
gosh.
like he handed me a whole handful of pics that they had signed.
That's so cool.
And like gave me a hug and then like hopped back up on stage and did his thing.
That's a really cool
I would just
story.
like kind of hope that would happen to
I
me.
know,
It would
right?
be like, first you're kind of like, but then you're like, like that was great.
Can we do that again?
Yeah.
And he's apologizing. You're like, no, it's okay.
Like I don't even like that hurt, but I don't even remember feeling it.
Oh my gosh.
And
That's
I
a
wasn't
great story.
drinking. I don't even think I was 21.
But then
That
you're
is
covered in beer.
hilarious.
Yeah, but I was covered in beer.
Oh my gosh.
I love
That's
that
a great
story.
story. I can't wait to tell Sam that because he really likes them too. So that's great. I think I have. Oh, let's do your favorite concert too.
My favorite concert.
And your last concert.
Well, the last concert I did was Tedeschi Trucks, but we're going to hit that in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of got to go. I was working at the Mac and had to sell coffee, but I did get to sneak in and listen to the show, and it was phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
I'll tell you what I thought my favorite concert was going to be, and it was not, was Marilyn Manson.
That would be
that was-
interesting.
It could be weird.
I want to
cried
hear about
and
it.
left. Yeah, like he actually set a Bible on fire, and I freaked
Aw,
out
yeah.
and cried, and like had to leave, and like my friends were still there, and I was just like, but he's really like doing. I don't know if it was really a Bible or not, but you know, it looked like it. That was enough for me. I was like, why am I even here?
It would just make you feel
I
weird.
felt
It made me feel weird.
horrible. Yeah, it was awful. Honestly, I think that my favorite concert I've ever been to is Damien Rice.
Oh, he would be good.
Oh, he was good. He was good. He's very theatrical. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like he kind of stumbles around acting like he's drunk on the wine song, you know,
Yeah.
and it was really fun.
That's
I liked
cool. Well, awesome. Okay, and last question is the most spontaneous thing you've ever done.
Open a business.
That. I was
man.
about to say open a
Open a
business.
business.
Like quarter
Love
life
it.
crisis. Freak out.
Let's just open.
We'll
a
get to that
business.
later, but
Yeah.
it's
Good
totally-
answer.
I did cut all my hair off once and dyed hot pink, but I think opening up a business is way more crazy than
It's
that.
like, whoa.
Yeah, it really
it's a
is.
big change in a lot of different ways. So, well, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Let's talk about the concert, Jen.
Okay, so Tedeschi Trucks. Guys, if you've never listened to them, you gotta listen. I wasn't super familiar with their music until they got signed on to come to the Mountain Arts Center. And I feel like they are a mix of like Fleetwood Mac and Dave Matthews, like smashed together.
And I feel like she sounds like Bonnie Raitt.
She does sound like Bonnie Raitt. I actually
amazing
put
voice.
like a Tedeschi Trucks Pandora station on my phone, and Bonnie Raitt comes up, Stevie Nicks comes up, Dave Matthews comes up. So it
Yeah.
really is just kind of a blend of all that. There's something like 13 band members.
And that's it. The sound is like big. I feel like when there's
Huge.
so many instruments.
Yeah,
it's
if I
just,
can
like,
think about it, I'll try to
overwhelming.
put a link.
Yeah, there was like a horn section and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
like a
it's
trombone and a
crazy. I love
saxophone
that.
and like a whole blues section
Mhm.
and then a whole drum section. And we had people here in Prestonsburg from over 20 states. I think it was
Wow.
like 21 states, people who traveled here just to listen to them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was off the hook and it was so much fun. It was so much fun, which of course I worked. But I did get to
Good.
go in the back in the rooms and set up a coffee bar for like the band members and stuff. I didn't get to meet Susan and the rest of them, but I did meet some of the production crew and some of the blues musicians,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool. They're really nice. They drink a lot of coffee, like a lot of coffee.
I'd say you need a lot of coffee doing that.
Oh yeah,
I'd
for
say that's
sure. The preparation for that concert was huge. Like it took them all day to set up for it. But no, it was awesome. I mean, it was, everybody in the community was there just
Yeah.
having a blast. There was a beer vendor. I don't remember who set up, but there was a beer vendor in the lobby. We had coffee in the lobby, and it was just a really good time.
That's awesome.
Totally so much fun.
That is really cool.
Yep.
Well, good deal. My week was pretty good. I mean, it was a little. The week was good. It was just kind of like, right now, like January to March, there's not a lot in the photography Like,
Yeah, it's
nobody
kinda
really wants to
off-season
go
a little
outside.
bit.
Yeah, like the outside is just really not that pretty. So I had a couple indoor sessions though. Some little babies and did a 1-year-old shoot. She did like an ice cream theme. It was so
I
cute.
saw-
I love it.
The bathtub thing.
Yes, in the
What'd you get?
bathtub.
Oh my
After
goodness.
that,
so cute.
I'm doing like cake smash and then splash. Now I'm gonna start offering that, so like they get to have their cake and get all messy,
Oh,
and then they get to
to
take a
clean
bath
up and take a
Yes.
bath, and you take bath time
Yes.
pictures. Well, isn't that
It
clever?
was so much fun. I did 2 of those this week, but one was Kentucky themed, and then the other one was the ice cream, and then the flower, like a flower stand, and those were really fun. And then my child, love my child to the moon and back. She's 2.5. She's going through something, not really sure, but she's the sweetest child you'll ever meet in person. And then she's got this temper now that she is just like, she likes to, if she doesn't get her way, she likes to show you that she's really mad about it.
Yeah.
So she has just been showing off for the last few days, and we're trying to work through that. I'm struggling.
Good luck with that.
It's like it's the person you love the most in the world, and then they're
My
like,
daughter's in the background of this, watching us right
She's
now.
watching
so I can't
us.
really say
Yeah.
anything like, no, I can.
But it's a struggle sometimes because it's like you love them to pieces, and then they want to hit you, and you're like,
And-
why are you hitting me? So
then
it makes
you-
me cry, and she's
Yeah,
crying,
it
we're
hurts
all
your feelings.
crying.
Yeah, everybody's crying.
Yeah.
Cry
So
fest.
she's just trying to like work through her feelings, I think, and it's just that age.
Well, I think it's really hard when they can't verbalize what's really
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. And I ask her like, what is wrong?
She can't
Why?
explain it.
You know,
She's
why are
at that
you
age where
so-
she can't explain it.
Yeah. So dealing with that, it's been emotionally
We're going
draining.
to do a whole episode on like mom life.
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about.
There really is.
Like I have so many mom stories.
You just wait, Marley. It's gonna
She
get
called
real.
me out the other day. I'll tell this one real quick, and then we'll move on to Heather has animals instead of kids.
Yeah, I don't have kids. I have
You have fur
So we
babies.
won't like do a mom episode
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
We're gonna hear all about her
Tiny
animals
chihuahuas and
and
whatnot.
Can't wait
about,
to hear about that.
why she wants to jump into a possum pit here in just a second, because there's actually a possum story and a chicken story and
I have all kinds of stories.
all kinds of really
That's why we
weird
wanted you on
animal
here
stories.
so bad. We're like, we have to have her on
But
here.
so yeah, I feel like we need to have a kids say the darndest thing one
Yes.
too, because there's so many stories like that.
there's
But this was
tons.
just a really funny one since you were talking about. Wait till she can start talking, when your
Oh my
daughter can start
gosh.
talking, because
She's semi, but
it's-
she's not all there yet. And
yeah,
it's gonna
and
be
but
wild,
when you
I'm sure.
start getting those moments of, oh God, please don't say anything, please don't say anything, like hold your breath because something happens and you know she's gonna say something. Those are like everybody stops breathing.
Just like cover your mouth.
Yeah, because yeah,
Oh gosh.
I was gonna tell a story, but I'll just wait on that one. We'll just wait on it. Okay, so
Okay.
Heather, I've got some questions for you too. I want people to know more about the Mountain Muse, know more about you, what you do, and how you got to be a fudge shop, even though she hates being called a fudge shop.
Professional fudge packer.
Professional fudge packers. What?
No.
Funny story.
So much more
okay,
than that, but I
funny
need to hear
story
this
about
story.
the building that Heather is in right now is I used to be a fudge packer in there.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I did when it was Country at Heart.
Yeah, and people here in Eastern Kentucky, they can't let things go.
They cannot let things go.
When you're giving directions to somebody, like, yeah, turn down there where such and such used to be, and you know that gas station, I think it's Double Quick, but it's not Double Quick. And
But it was like 25 years ago.
So
So,
people
gosh.
can't let things go. Like, once things were established, they can't move on from that.
they really can't.
And that's how
That's how this came about.
That's
so
how the Mountain Muse
years
is still
ago,
surviving.
anybody that remembers Country at Heart in Prestonsburg, they were known for their fudge and their chicken salad and their Yoder's sandwiches and stuff. That's when I worked there. That's when I was the fudge. I was a
Yeah.
fudge packer before you.
Yep. So, years and years ago, it was Country at Heart, and then I think they sold, and it became Country at Heart again. So it was there was two Country at Hearts, and then it became All Good Things.
All Good Things, yep.
And then it became All Good Things and More. And I bought it off of All Good Things and More.
And more.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
And
more.
And I remember when you bought it, everybody was begging me to buy the fudge machine. There was like a fudge.
Yes, there was a fudge
maker.
machine. So when I bought the store, I essentially, well, hold up. Let's back
Rewind.
up. Let's rewind.
Let's go all the way back.
Okay, so when I was in college, I got a education degree, a sociology degree, a history degree, and a minor in art.
That's amazing. So you have 3 degrees.
And a minor, yes.
awesome.
So
And she's a fudge packer.
And
Did you get a fudge packer degree?
this is where I ended up in life. No, unfortunately, I did not.
Now she's a fudge packer.
So, I got a job teaching, and well, first I was a full-time sub for a little while. Got attacked by a kid. Kid threw a podium on top of me. So now when I walk, my hip pops in and out of place. So that's another story. So then I taught school.
Sounds like it.
I taught school for 8 years at a private school, and I taught art and sociology to 6th grade through 12th grade, and I did that for 8 years. And I lost my job to an 87-year-old lady who wanted to come out of retirement, and the principal said she had seniority. So there was me.
She's a senior.
So
Like, what? I lost my job of 8 years. Because you think, once you're there for 8 years, you're like, I got this in the bag.
Well,
Like,
and-
this is where I'm going to retire from. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. You know. So, that year I turned, well, I lost my job in May. I turned 30 in July. And then, like, I had a series of a bunch of bad doctor's appointments and whatnot. And this goes back to the mom thing. I found out that I probably will never be able to have kids. So here I was, jobless, 30, no kids. Like, what? Oh my God, what do you do? And so I sequestered myself to a garage, and I built a rocking horse for my niece and a grandfather clock. And
Wow.
I said, this is completely insane. You've got to find something to do. And the girl that, or I won't say girl, it's the lady that used to own the first All Good Things, she contacted me and said they are selling the business rights and whatnot to my old store. If you would think it'd be a good time for you to start a business. I was like, well, you know, if anything, I can use it as a studio space. And so my original thoughts of going into the Mountain Muse was sell local art, like different artists' artwork. And I love good junk, like
Me too.
Like
seven,
antiques.
not even antiques. I wouldn't even call it, because antiques. If you
They're
think about
worth a lot.
yeah, if you think about an antique,
You're
it's
talking
got-
like junk
it's
from
got
the
value
dumpster junk.
So, like, antique, it's got real value. You know, you can, if
Yeah.
you break it, you cry a whole lot. Okay? The stuff that I like, people probably like, man, Grandma was crazy. That's
I love that stuff, too.
that's the
That's
kind of stuff
really-
that I like.
I really love that stuff too. Like, I've always been drawn to the different and like odd
Yeah,
stuff,
odds
and I
and
love
stuff is
it.
great.
Yes,
I
and that's
agree.
why I love going in there. It's
Yeah.
another reason why I'm
Listen,
like
I'm
drawn
not kidding.
to it. Love
Every
it.
time I am in Mountain Muse, and I'm in there probably a lot. I think I'm in there a lot. It's kind of like when I want to escape from here and take a breather, like I go to Mountain Muse and bug Heather and just hang
It's
out.
nice
But
and peaceful in there.
it really is.
It's
The
a
energy
happy
is so good in
place.
there. It really is
Yeah.
such a happy place. But I can browse in there every time I'm in there, and I always notice something new that's probably been there like the whole time.
Because there's just so much
There's
crap.
so much to look at.
I
It
love
is so
it.
much fun.
The first time I went in there, I went, I think, straight to the back. I don't really know what I was even looking
It's
for. I think I was just
scary
looking
space.
around.
That's where
But
the
no,
vintage
like,
clothes are.
the clothes, I was obsessed with them, and I almost bought a dress, and I wish I would have, because
Dude,
it was
do you know what I bought in there?
pretty.
I bought a
Was it that
vintage
vest?
jean vest.
I
It's
loved
like
it. I was like, I
Lee
really hope you bought
brand.
that vest.
I did buy that vest. I haven't
It
wore
was
it yet,
perfect.
but I've got the perfect outfit.
I loved it.
But I was like,
I got
I
the
can't
perfect
not
dress
buy
for you to
this.
do a photo shoot
I
with.
need to go back in there and
to
look.
borrow it. I've got a
Okay. Oh my gosh.
a 1970s gunny sax dress.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like something that you would get married in the 70s in a field of daisies.
I'm
And you're like
okay,
a
give me
totally
that.
serious.
And like you're
we have.
spinning.
I would love to borrow it and do a shoot.
Totally.
I'll give you all the credit, and we'll also use other pieces from your store as like parts of
Props.
we
That'd be
have
great.
to. You gave
Great.
me it really. That
So-
would be awesome. Oh my gosh.
2.5 years ago, I decided to open the Mountain Muse. And like I said, I was going to use it as a place for other artists to come in and sell their work, some good quality junk, and mainly me a studio space. Because, you know, as an artist, it's hard to find a place to get some work done.
Oh my gosh. I can relate.
Like,
100%.
Like, where do you work? Like, kitchen table, that's not comfortable. you
No.
know, you got to eat there.
can I ask you a question? Do you actually create there? Do you paint there?
At the store?
Yeah.
I did when I first opened,
Yeah.
but now it's impossible.
If you're watching this instead of listening, look behind us, because this is actually one of Heather's paintings. Her and Corbin Fouts gifted this to me and made me cry really hard one day.
It's
But
amazing.
it's seriously, it's amazing. If you're listening, go look at our podcast on YouTube just so you can see this. And check out Heather's art,
Yeah.
because she's so talented.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Had to plug that real quick.
love it.
But so that was my goal, was to have studio space, a place to sell my artwork and whatnot, and
Yeah,
other
Fudge
people's
hasn't.
and junk. Well, the only people that came through the doors was people saying, "Where's Fudge at?" Don't y'all
Do
got?
people ask for chicken salad
Oh
too?
yeah,
Oh my
every
gosh,
week.
that's so
Don't y'all got
funny.
any chicken salad?
Like, just simply because the lights turn back on, they just assume.
and then they'll
that Fudge
even
was still there.
ask for the people who used to run the shop.
Yeah.
Like, I've
I can
never
see
even
that.
met them. I have no
I
clue.
don't even know what they look like.
You know, so
That's so funny.
When I first got started, like I said, $20 days, because you know everybody wanted the fudge. They didn't want my good junk, and so I didn't even know how to make candy. Like, I don't cook at all. Like like I don't even cook dinner for my husband. I did that once, and he said,
That was-
I did
that
it one
Except for
time,
that one time.
and-
well, I made some chili, and I will admit that it was not good. I have figured out how to make chili since, but we had just got married. And he took a bite, and he goes, "Why don't you call Mom and ask for her recipe? It's real good." Well, I lost it. I literally, my head exploded, and I was like, "If you want your mom's cooking, you can go eat it every day of
Go
your
back
life,
home.
because I'm never cooking dinner for you again." So
Way to go, Dorsey.
that got me out of ever making food at the house. And
That's funny.
so I don't cook. Like, I don't make anything. And so I went to my mother-in-law, who's a wonderful lady. She's, imagine, like, this little hippie, you know, great. And I lucked out in the mother-in-law department.
That's great.
But so I went to my mother-in-law. I was like, "Gwen, these people, they keep asking for fudge. I don't know what to do. Let's figure out some fudge recipes." So we sit down a weekend and hammered out a few recipes that I could, like, interchange into other things. And then I was like, well, I'm going to call and see how these people before me made fudge. Well, apparently, back to what Jen said, they had this big kettle, and they poured stuff in the kettle and a powdered fudge mix, and it mixed it all up. It heated it and they dumped it out on marble slabs, and they could cut you off a piece and weigh it, and that was the end of it. And in my mind, I was like, yes, that sounds easy, but no, that's not homemade. So, like I said, we figured and tinkered, and I think my fudge tastes a lot different now than what it did when I first opened, or first started making fudge. But figured it out. And so then people saw, oh, there's fudge.
There's so
Oh,
much
there's-
fudge.
there's
so
fudge.
many kinds
And-
too, guys. There's like unicorn fudge.
Yeah,
What's
it's
so
the
pretty.
weirdest or most unique fudge flavor that you think you've come up with so far?
I made one once that for the Kentucky Derby, and it was mint julep fudge. And
Why didn't I have that? I didn't know
sounds
about
good.
that.
Oh well,
Oh, there's a
She's
story.
like, wait,
It-
no.
it was beautiful. It had I put it was like mint, light bourbon mint, and it was green. The fudge was, and I did a bourbon rose on the top of it.
Oh my
Like I popped it out,
gosh.
and
Who thinks of that?
it was beautiful.
That'd be so
She has
And-
turned fudge into art. You
So
guys.
then
No joke.
I took a bite of it. I sold it anyway. People said they liked it, but it straight up tastes like banana. How it tasted
Banana?
like banana, I
That
have
sounds
no-
great still.
I have
That,
no
it
clue.
does, but
That's
that is
good.
not what I
But
expected.
if you add bourbon and vanilla fudge and add some mint, it tastes just like banana.
Just like
Okay.
banana.
That makes no sense,
Well,
but it
I
did.
think if you try to make it again, I would eat it because banana sounds good.
Banana
and I like
fudge does
mint
sound really
julep,
good.
and I like.
Have you had any of the fudges at her place?
Yes,
Okay,
I've
what's
had
your
the
favorite?
unicorn, and I think the is it maple nut? Maple
Yeah,
nut.
that's a fall flavor.
That's
yeah.
my favorite.
Caramel
Yeah.
maple pecan.
Yes,
That
yes,
doesn't surprise
that is
me.
my
I know you
favorite.
like
I'm very
maple stuff.
maple.
My favorite is the
driven.
Rocky Road.
I've been leaning towards that lately too,
What?
because I get all the the dry crusty pieces that no one buys at the end of the week. So,
So you've got like a hodgepodge of little
Yeah.
pieces in the back. And
yeah,
just-
I've been enjoying the Rocky Road.
I ate the Rocky Road off the floor one day.
She did. I dropped it, and she was like, "I'll eat it."
Not wasting that.
Don't. I'm still
So-
eating it. Don't you?
Every time I'm in there, I'm like, try the Rocky Road. It's so good. I ate it off the
Even
floor.
off the floor, it's great.
Yeah.
So, I had my first big order of fudge that first Christmas, and I was like, "Here we go!"
This is happening.
And that was the only order I had that Christmas.
Heather, how many pounds of fudge do you got there at Christmas?
Oh my God, I don't even know now. Hundreds.
Hundreds.
And
Hundreds of pounds, you guys. Think about that.
yeah.
I bet it
Hundreds,
smells so
literally.
good.
She's not exaggerating. Like
And
hundreds of pounds of fudge.
So that was my first Christmas, and at this point, if the store brought in $75 a day, I was stoked because that meant that I could survive, and which is much better than $20 a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, this is real
So-
raw small business owner stuff.
Yeah.
Like think
So-
about $75 a day, and you're like, yes.
But none of that's yours.
No, I mean it doesn't mean it belongs.
It just
to you.
belongs
it just
to the
means
store.
That you get to keep
Same.
making more fudge.
Same.
Yeah, you just
feel
come January, of that
Dun,
first
dun.
that's still the first year that I was open. I've got these two consigners that bring stuff in, and I call them the sisters because they're sisters, but they're a little different. And they come in, they said, "Are you making strawberries?" I said,
This is where the strawberries happen.
I said, "What do you mean strawberries?" And they said, "Well, they used to dip strawberries here." I was like, "Just like chocolate dip strawberries?" Yeah, and just people loved them. I was like, so,
So then you went back to your mother-in-law's.
no.
Okay.
At that point, I kind of had it. I was
You had it
figuring it
down.
out. And so I was like, well, I don't like chocolate dipped strawberries. That's gross. You take a bite and the chocolate falls off. So here I, pondered around for a while and come up with a fudge dipped strawberry recipe.
Yeah, you did.
And
They are so good.
So
They're so good.
then that first that first Valentine's Day, I dipped 40 dozen strawberries And I was like, I'm gonna die.
So many strawberries.
There's so many strawberries. I don't know how I'm gonna do 40 dozen strawberries. And so that was year 1. And after then, I figured out that I could dip apples in the fudge. So that
And
snowballed.
they
put
are
animal
my-
crackers on them.
Oh, that was a Sheena creation.
Good.
They are so good.
Yeah.
Oh my
Guys,
So-
there's like Butterfinger, fudge dipped apple.
So most of, I'll give credit where credit is due. Most of my crazy flavored, what it's dipped in, be it the frosted animal cracker or the strawberry cream wafers, that's straight out of Sheena Maynard's mouth.
We are totally having Sheena Maynard on the show one day.
You're
You
gonna
guys
have to
don't know her.
get your
Kevin, you're gonna have to get that
Your censored-
the
the-
censored
Can we
bleep
do-
sound ready, because when Sheena comes on here, the whole show's
It'll be like Jerry Springer all over
gosh.
again.
Yes, it will.
But
That's
so she'll
not a
call,
lie.
she'll call me and she'll be like, I think I have a brilliant idea. You need to take and dip this and this and put it in my GD mouth. I was
That sounds pretty accurate.
like, okay.
Dip
I'll-
that and put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
so
And so I'm
funny.
like, the preacher wife in me is like, okay, Sheena, I got you.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm sorry.
But
Oh, gosh.
but yeah, so that things just snowball, keep on going. My second Valentine's Day rolls around. Well, second Christmas, we'll get there, and like everything was like doubled, tripled. I did like 400 truffles. It was like
Wow.
crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And then my second Valentine's Day, I did 90 dozen strawberries.
Oh my goodness.
And so you
I
think
can't even picture.
you think 90
90 dozen.
you think 90 dozen strawberries, you're like, man, we doubled from last year. I got this. It's just me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any employees because I'm
Well,
not,
I was about to.
I'm not smart enough to
ask
figure that
even
out.
though I already knew the answer. Do you have anybody that helps you besides Darcy? And
No.
you have some friends that pop
I
in
do.
and help.
And
I offer to help, but you never let me.
I'm a Leo. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
apologize.
I get it. I'm
And
a Libra, and I want to help you and balance you, and you won't let me, and it stresses me out. But
I'm a
it's
Leo.
fine.
I'm like, go on my own.
Nope,
Yeah.
I can do this.
But so yeah,
self-destruct.
you do this. Like
So,
Heather does this all
last
on her
last Valentine's
freaking
Day.
Leo.
I did it all by myself. Like I had nothing because Brandy, my best friend Brandy, she had to work or something, so she couldn't help me out. So I was literally all by myself, dipping 90 dozen strawberries. So
90
literally
dozen.
thought I was gonna die.
Good Lord.
And see, we do like the sucker bouquets and the truffle
everything.
tins
Oh,
and like
tell them about the clucker
fudge.
suckers, because that's one of my favorite things. Even though I wanted to call it something bad.
It's a chocolate chicken sucker.
It is a sucker.
Say that 3 times fast.
Chocolate chicken sucker. Mother
and,
clucker.
And the names for those are endless because you can think of all kinds of stuff.
You really can.
Oh my gosh.
But she does one with my coffee beans. She puts my signature roast beans inside
had
of the
that yet.
chocolate.
Yeah,
Oh, that sounds
It's
so
a-
good.
a chicken mold, and it goes on a stick,
Yeah.
so it's a clucker sucker.
It's a rise and shine clucker sucker.
Rise and shine. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Even better.
Holy crap,
The-
that's hilarious.
The plain old original chicken suckers are a clucker sucker, but yours is a rise and shine clucker sucker.
I
Mother
love
clucker.
it. I got Isla the chocolate bouquet of
yeah.
the chocolate suckers, and I got her the dinosaurs and the unicorns and the owls.
Yeah.
And she's still like, I hid the cup because she's just had so much chocolate lately that I have to just like hide it in the house in random places. So I put the cup in all like up in the pantry and kind of hid it. And she'll want me to hold her so she can see like higher up, and she goes, "Yep." Like she goes,
Yep.
"Chalk it."
She knows.
And so so every day I'm like, "Oh my gosh, she wants more." So we have one left. I think we have a unicorn left, and she loves them. And the dinos, I love. The
Well, it
dinos.
makes
They're
it
so
even
cute.
Taste better because it's fun to eat.
Yes,
Right.
and it's so pretty.
So Heather has basically, you have though, I will say that you have taken the fudge packing, and I can't help but say that, it's just funny. You have taken the fudge and embraced it and turned it into art.
Right.
Like totally
Really?
turned it into
So
art.
pretty.
You've done a really
So
good job at
good.
it. They are.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Like her square pieces of fudge are even beautiful, but like there's so many different molds that you have and different things that you do.
I gotta keep it interesting because let me let you in on a secret of the Mountain Muse. I hate making candy.
She hates it.
Like
I don't like to edit, so
like I do it because
But
I
I
love
like
you.
to make coffee, so I can't really
Yeah.
relate to that. But
And
listen,
it keeps the doors open, and that's what I'm there to
that's true love for the community.
Yeah, it really
because
is.
Heather's passion is art. Like legit, her passion is art, not candy,
No.
not fudge.
No.
But she meets it in the middle of turning it into art. But she did it for you guys. So
do. And we've not even gotten to this year's Valentine's Day.
how many
Oh my goodness.
strawberries did you do?
Over 3,000.
Oh my God.
oh my goodness.
We dipped over 3,000 strawberries.
That's
Wow.
wild. That's like I'm picturing like a big like diesel truck full
Yeah.
with the back end full of
It
strawberries.
took 2 carloads. It was 25 flats.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. That
Yeah.
would be that would feel
That
Yeah.
is crazy.
And a flat holds 8 containers of strawberries.
Oh
Like those that you
my
get at the Food
goodness.
City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And luckily, Brandy.
She was available this year.
She's
Thank
the
goodness.
best
Thank goodness.
person in the world. She's my other half. And she took off work one day, or half a day, and worked until midnight. And I was like, Brandy, go home. Because she gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like, go home, get some sleep. I hope I see you tomorrow.
I hope you still liked
And-
me tomorrow.
And she'd come back.
That's a good friend.
She
Oh
would
my
come back
gosh,
after
that's
she got.
amazing.
She took off a half day one day, and then the next day she'd come back after work. And Darcy took off work also to be with me, and like I would dip them and drizzle them, and he would put them in the boxes because
It's like an assembly line.
he's got like full beard, so we don't want him like dipping. Yeah.
Get your beard away from the
Yeah,
strawberries.
but we slept 4 hours in 3 days.
oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy.
And this will bring me around to the issues of small business.
Well, I was about to say my next question. I feel like you're about to lead into it. Is what is the toughest part about being a business owner?
The toughest part is, Valentine's Day this year luckily fell on a Friday. It's like the best of all things.
Mm-hmm.
And next year it's Sunday. I don't know how we're gonna swing that because preacher man and I don't even know.
Everyone
But-
make your plans for the weekend before.
Oh yeah, yeah. Next year's gonna be crazy. So on Valentine's Day this year, like I said, because strawberries they have to be dipped and handed to the person buying them that same day. So I can't dip days in advance.
Oh no!
So
I didn't know that.
any strawberries that go out of my door on Valentine's Day are dipped probably 4 o'clock that morning.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Wow.
it is
Because like the shelf life.
right because the strawberry
Okay.
is acidic and the chocolate is a base,
Yeah.
and a strawberry is juicy, and they're gonna react to each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's why when you go to Food City or any other place like that that's doing the chocolate dipped strawberries, a lot of times you get strawberry soup
Yeah, it's
because
like that.
because they're not kept
and the
at the
chocolate
per-
falls off like you said. You better
right.
do it. The chocolate
They're not
falls
kept
off.
at the right temperature. They sit there for too long.
Yeah.
Chocolate soup
Oh my
Yeah.
or
gosh.
strawberry soup.
Yeah.
Ugh. But anyway,
Ew, that does not sound good.
so the problem of being a small business, I am in control of my success or my failure, and
That's a good way to put it.
and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad, and I was exhausted after Valentine's Day. Like I said, I slept 4 hours in 3 days, and I have a lot of health issues. Like I currently can't feel my whole left side.
Oh my goodness.
And like my fingers won't straighten out. I can't make fists. It's a real problem.
And I knew this, and my whole family shows up to her right before she's closing on Saturday to get the kids' fairy hair. And I knew she couldn't close her hand. And fairy hair, guys,
Oh my
if you don't know what that is, it's like
polyester tinsels in your hair.
Okay, I don't know what was I about to tell. Like I didn't even really know how to explain it. It's this shiny
glittery, fun
strings that you
stuff.
tie in your hair.
It's
and
super cute.
fun. But it's like really fun. It's like you have to be very like precise and stuff.
Yeah.
And I had literally ran into Heather at Food City the day before this, and I'm like, hey, how are you? And she's like, I can't bend my fingers.
Oh my god.
I think I have rheumatoid arthritis, or I don't know. I'm just dying right now very slowly or quickly, I think she said. And I was talking about, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I
It's
hate
okay.
this. We talked forever. And then
it all
I'm
worked out. It's fine.
Can you use your hands? No. We need this. She did it. I don't know how.
But like,
Oh my god.
you know, like I said, we slept 4 hours in 3 days, and like I barely knew who I was on Friday evening, and I put a note on the door, and it said, "Sorry for any inconvenience. We will be closed Saturday, February 15th, because I am so tired."
That's hilarious.
I love how honest
I
it
love
is.
the honesty.
And so I made a post on Facebook, and if you go on there and look, it's totally misspelled, and like
That's even better.
It
Which
doesn't.
shows the exhaustion.
real.
It doesn't make any sense. It says something like,
SOS. Help.
thank you, we love you. We are home. Totally stay tomorrow. Like it's like totally crazy. And Brandy, she sent me a message. She goes, "Your post." I was like, I don't even care.
Hopefully they'll get the point.
Yeah. And so this was on Saturday, and so I literally slept for days. Like I just laid in bed. Was like, I can't remember if I went to church that Sunday or not. Seems like I may have. I have my doubts.
I
But
don't remember
funny.
what I
You don't
did.
even know.
like, sorry, Darcy. I love you. Praise the Lord and all. But
Sometimes you just have to rest. Sometimes you just have to tap out
and
and rest.
so I get this message on Monday night at 2:00 in the morning, and we're always closed on Sunday, Monday because preacher's wife. I got to be with my husband on Sunday, so that's really not a day off. So I had to have a mental health day or a day to sit around and do this.
Yeah.
And I get this message on Monday night, and it said, "Excuse me, I come all the way from Pikeville
God, one of
to your
those.
store on Monday, and there was a note on your door that said that you were too tired to be open. I think this is totally unacceptable, and I think I'm going to blast it all over Facebook."
Do it. Do it.
And I cried and
Oh,
cried
gosh.
and cried because, like, one, I was still exhausted.
And you
I,
never do that.
And
like
I'm-
it's like the time I told on the last podcast that we did. That I did that one time, and I got crappy messages, and I was like, "What the hell, guys? Like, come on!" Like,
And, I apologized to the person. I was like, I'm so sorry. But, we're always closed on Monday. That sign was just left over
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're,
And
It's
that's
your
what I was about to say. Aren't you
usual-
always
from,
closed on
yeah.
Mondays?
And,
Yeah.
like still to this day, I still feel bad about it. I hate that, the person missed me. But
I think it's
I
because
just-
we
and
hold
we
our
have so much guilt.
businesses- Yes, like that's what I was gonna say. Like our business is our
It's our
it's
baby.
very
It is-
personal
it's
to
you.
us.
It's
it
literally
really
you.
is.
You are the
Yes.
business.
Exactly.
You're
and if
exactly
someone
right.
is upset with you over that, it goes straight to your heart.
Yep.
Gut
And it tears it
punch.
apart.
Yeah.
And it makes you like I get my stomach like completely
Oh, yeah.
tears into shreds
Oh,
and I'm just
gosh.
like how can one person be so upset with me over
There's
this?
not a
And
feeling
I'm like,
in the world like
I
it.
will do anything to make you happy. Like it's just
Yeah.
I want you to love me but you can't pour from an empty cup at the same
No,
time.
you cannot.
No.
That's what my post said whenever I went out of town. Though one time
Mm-hmm.
I left, it said, "I can't pour from an empty cup. I've been open for 3 years. I've never done this. I have to tap out. Goodbye."
And you
I
have
hope
to
everybody
give yourself that.
Gets rest and has a great weekend. And I got messages that were very similar to yours, and
It hurts your soul.
it does hurt
Mm-hmm.
your soul.
And physically, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I get it.
So tired.
You had to rest.
And,
I mean,
like-
seriously, 3,000 strawberries. Come on.
Right. So, but right now I'm at this crossroads because like I said to you, I can't feel my left hand.
Right.
So it's either they figure out what's wrong with me, or I have to slow it down. So
Or hire somebody.
People keep telling me that, but I'm such a perfectionist.
I know. I am too. I get
It's
it.
hard to put your
I
your
understand, but having
stuff in someone else's
an
hands.
employee has changed my life.
Yeah, but
Well, I've always had an employee, but having an extra employee.
like we talked about Patrick and how he thought I was intimidating, but Pat knows that I'm a Leo, and he knows that I won't ask for help, and he's been just randomly willy-nilly showing up at the shop and be like, I'm running the register. It's like,
Aw.
okay, thanks, Pat.
She won't even let me clean. Okay, so sometimes we have our businesses, downtown businesses in Prestonsburg, get together, and we do events together and stuff. And usually when we do, I'm like the only business that's like tucked away over here by my lonesome. So I will take my coffee and go to Heather's and set up and sell coffee during our events. She won't even hardly let me clean up after myself. That's how,
I'm sorry. It's
That's
just my
what a Leo
personality
she
type.
is. Which I do.
I'm so controlling, and I know it's a problem.
It is a problem. You got to try
for my husband.
You got to try to let go of that.
And and being not the best health here lately, I've had to let go of that because my husband's having to help me pull up my pants. He has to help me put my shoes on. Like, I am 32 years old and can't put on my own shoes. But
yeah, she still ties fairy hair and dips those strawberries. Guys, y'all have no idea what small business owners go through. Seriously.
And it's so hard to hand that over to someone else to be like, it's basically saying, here's my baby. Don't drop it. Don't get it sick. Don't, don't make other people think something's wrong with it. I have the same kind of issue. If I a second shooter. Yeah, like if I bring someone with me to a wedding to help me do the wedding, which is something that people pay for. Like, they'll pay good money to have an extra shooter.
Once.
Yes, it's a one-day thing.
Right.
So if I have one person there
that.
helping me shoot half of this, I'm handing half of my business that's my name on that.
Yep.
So it's like I pick and choose who I bring with me. Like a fine-tooth comb. Like, I am good friends with them, and I trust them with my business. And so it's so hard to be like, okay, here you go.
Honestly, and I don't mean this boastful, so you guys will totally understand what I'm saying, but any person that works for a small business owner should feel honored that they were chosen, because that means they were picked through.
Yes.
And very specifically chosen. I hope my employees are listening to this. We are in City Park recording this right now, so I'm really hoping that my employees are hearing how fortunate they are to work for me. That sounds so boastful. I did not mean it like that.
And if you do have any experience with candy making and you would like a part-time job, maybe, figure something out. I might let something go a little bit, but, it's
wiggling
hard.
on that
so
is a
hard.
big deal for you, so I'm very proud of you, even though I know that you are getting to the point that you physically can't.
Yeah.
I want to move on to one of these questions because I kind of sort of feel like I might know the answer to some of them already, but I could be wrong. So we're going to wrap up here in just a second, but I want to know what is, and this is something me and Amy kind of talked about last week when we did our podcast, and we had some hilarious stories. What is your weirdest customer moment or your strangest customer? You don't have to say any names if it's somebody that the community might know, but just
keep it anonymous.
a really funny customer story or customer request.
Or request. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. So, I've got several. I am right across from Mountain Comp. But, I think my most, what's the word I'm looking for? My most...
Interesting?
No, I won't say interesting.
Okay.
The most habitual customer, the most person I see every day, would have to be Steve. Everybody knows Steve downtown.
Yes.
And imagine if you ever watch Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. That's my type of
That
humor.
is
Gotcha.
exactly
It's Seinfeld.
her type
Okay.
of
Yeah.
humor.
Gotcha.
That
Seinfeld.
was
I get
good.
it.
So like Kramer, Steve.
Oh my God, he's Kramer.
I don't think I've met Steve.
Steve
I'm
is
cracking up right now.
I don't think I know
Steve is my
Steve.
Kramer.
Yes, he.
And he
He really is.
he like bumbles through the store like he'll
Clumsy.
oh no he's not
No?
clumsy, like these big arm movements, like he'll just bust through the door and they'll be like, let me tell you. And,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And Steve's
Totally
like
Kramer.
74,
That's funny.
like gets around, obviously gets around better than me. Most people get around better than me, but like he's seen the Beatles, he's seen like you
Wow.
name it, like he lived it. And but he comes in at least 6 times a day, and he's always got this big story. The best, I think, was he showed up one day and he had these real dark sunglasses on, and he like just barely poked his head through the the door, and he goes, I don't know, but it's going to come a terrible storm. And I said, what are you talking about, Steve? He goes, it is so dark out here, like it has to come like the biggest storm ever. And I was like,
Oh my gosh. He's wearing
Steve, you
sunglasses.
are aware that you're wearing sunglasses, correct? He goes, oh. And he like pulled off his sunglasses and he's like, never mind, false alarm, and just like walks up there. Now,
That's hilarious.
okay, so my
It's
weirdest.
so dark out here.
He is listen.
Like,
He
he's
is.
a hoot.
I have a very
my
short
goodness.
Steve story, and this is totally telling something on myself. But hey, it's real and raw, so we don't care. I made the mistake of telling Steve that I used to work at Hustler Hollywood, and do you know how many people he has told that?
Oh no.
Oh, he remembers everything.
Listen, so I didn't
my
tell this on the last
gosh.
podcast, but they actually had a coffee shop inside of Hustler when I,
I think
worked
I've heard
there.
of that for
yeah.
some. Yeah.
They don't anymore. It turns out people don't go there for coffee.
Well,
so the coffee
not
shop
the
did
reason
not
why
last.
they're there.
But that was actually the first coffee shop I ever worked in.
No
It was
way.
not Starbucks. It was Hustler Hollywood in
my
Lexington.
Goodness.
Yeah, totally. But I told
You
Steve
learn the
that.
ropes literally
The
at Hustler Hollywood.
learn the ropes and chains of coffee. That was a bad one.
Okay, sorry.
But anyway, yeah, I told Steve that, and because I thought it was funny, and like these ladies come in from Mountain Compliment Day, like he literally saw them on the street. I don't know what brought the topic.
He knows
up,
everybody. He
but
probably like
he
hollered
was
them
just
by
like,
name.
"Hey, guess what I found out? Jen Kopecky used to work at Hustler Hollywood in Lexington. That's the first coffee shop." I don't know how that conversation actually comes about, but my customers start rolling in here going, "Dude, I didn't know you used to sell pornos for a living and make coffee at the same time." And I'm like, Steve,
Oh my gosh.
dang you.
Now,
Oh my goodness.
probably the weirdest, I don't know, extraterrestrial customer I've ever had. This is one feller. He, of his heart, he would come in and buy my entire stock of Cherry L8 when it first came out. And
my
the Cherry L8, I would have to drive all the way to Winchester and go pick it up. And I would pick up, cases upon cases of it. And he was like, give me 4 cases of them. And he would bring his little mother. And she was, she had to be close to 90.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, here, Mom, pack 3 of these cases. And here she was
Aw.
like, trying, it was a hot mess.
He's really
but,
trying.
But this feller, he apparently he died in 1990. That was the first time he died.
Oh, so he's died multiple
Oh
times.
yeah, multiple times. And the first time he died was in 1990, and seems
Goodness.
like he got drugged behind a truck or something.
Oh, I didn't
And
know. See, I know part of
it-
the story. But
it-
I didn't know there were actual ways that he died.
Oh yeah, he died.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
and
There's
so,
stories
but
there.
he's been dead since 1990 or 1993. It's like some weird.
He's been dead?
Oh yeah, he said he thinks he's still dead.
He's still, okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
but he's been dead since 1993, and
But he loves Cherry L8.
yes, he loves Cherry
And he
Lake.
could still buy it.
And
I mean-
yeah, and he would really love to take all these bottles of L8 that he has, like the empty ones, and recycle them. But being dead since 1993, you can't get to Winchester to return them. So and the last time I saw him, he come in, he was like, "You got any more of that Cherry L8?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll get you some. How many you want?" And so I got him however many. He goes, "So I read this book the other day, I was like, oh, really? He goes, yep. You need to go get it at the Kmart's. And
Is a Kmart even a thing now still?
No.
Not around here.
But
Oh, I forgot he was dead.
Yeah, but
Okay,
he got
keep
it the other day at the Kmart's.
Oh,
And it was...
Kmart's in heaven.
Yes,
Kmart's.
yes. And well, I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, seriously, Amy, it's at least Target.
Blue
in
light
heaven.
special of hell. Anyway.
Don't insult heaven.
Anyway, so he's like, at the Kmart's I got this book, and it completely was talking about the meaning of life, and now I know everything. It explained the entire meaning of life. And so I was like, all right, sounds good. I'll run out to the Kmart's
Yeah.
tonight. The Kmart's.
The Kmart's.
The Kmart.
Yeah. And he, I can't remember what else of this conversation. It was, Darcy talks about it all the time, but I think I blocked it out. But, like, I hadn't seen him in a long time, and come to find out he's in jail. He cooked a bunch of meth in his mom's house, and
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
but he's been in jail for quite a while now. And he was but
I was about to ask if he
yeah,
ever came back in.
no, he's still in jail.
Wow.
And but
What could be
But
worse
what's
than
it-
being dead and in jail?
dead and in jail.
Oh my
But
goodness.
at least he knows the
Kmart.
entire,
Kmart. Being a
at
Kmart.
least
Being
he
in
knows
Kmart.
the entire meaning of life, so he's good.
He's
Well,
good.
he should be okay.
He should be fine.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
That's a
I think
good
it's
one.
weird that nobody else has stories about him. Like, none of us have ever met him. Maybe he is dead.
Maybe.
If
Oh,
you-
no, because I'm not at liberty to say anymore, but
Okay, so we know.
Oh
yes,
my
he's a
God.
we
real
know
person.
he's a real person, not a
He is
figment of my
real.
imagination, which is possible. But
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so
That is-
well, I think are we
Wow.
getting kind of close to time? Because I think it's getting kind of close to time to cut this off. Even though I could sit and talk to Heather all day long.
Yeah.
because
I want to hear even more because this has been awesome.
Mercury Man
Oh my God.
freaking out.
Oh gosh.
It's the dead man.
He's watching now.
Anyways, Heather, thank you for coming on and talking to us.
This has been great.
Guys,
Thank
if you've
you,
never
Heather.
been downtown to Mountain Muse in Prestonsburg, go and try her fudge and her strawberries and her apples. And
Strawberries are on Thursdays and
do you
Fridays.
still do the chocolate covered bacon?
By request?
By request and order chocolate covered bacon, fudge dip bacon.
Chocolate
It's
covered
really
bacon.
weird, but it's like really,
It's
really
like
good.
breakfast,
Dessert, breakfast, dessert. I mean, I did it for dinner too. So
It's great because I love it and my mom loves that kind of stuff too. So, and I haven't even got to bring my mom in yet, and
Oh, you
she's
gotta
all
take your
about that
mom.
kind of stuff. Yes, so I
There's,
cannot wait. It's something for everybody.
I just feel like there's so much to your store that wasn't even talked about. Just, I mean, you have events there also.
Mm-hmm.
She has music events. If you have ever seen any of my art in my coffee shop, most of it has candle wax. The candles came from Heather's. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of really weird odds and end things. But my favorite thing is the candles because they have the colors.
She has bought
pretty.
17 billion of them.
I
They're
have bought
so
17 billion
cool.
of them. I melted one of them on a Crown Royal bottle just last night.
Also,
And
fun
it's
fact
beautiful.
about Mountain Muse is all of our T-shirts are printed here in Floyd County.
Oh my gosh, the t-shirts. Like, we didn't even talk
They
about the
are
t-shirts.
awesome. No,
Like,
and
the
I was actually getting ready to bring up the
t-shirts are
t-shirts because
hilarious.
they're great.
Will you please tell the Mercury story? Because it killed my guts. Like, I laughed so hard at that because I was in there Saturday, and by the way, I don't know if everybody believes in this or not, but we're in a Mercury retrograde as we speak.
That's why
I think
that-
that's
their
what's
light went
wrong with
up.
my child.
Till March 10th. Yes, till March
Okay.
10th. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But I saw a shirt in Mountain Muse on Saturday that said,
Mercury freaking out and doing weird shit.
Mercury freaking out and doing weird shit. And I was like, right? It really is right now. Like, this is hilarious.
Oh
I
my
thought it was
goodness.
just me that was noticing that. But tell them
No,
why
so-
you have that shirt.
So Gina, the lady who owns the company that prints all of our T-shirts, fabulous person. And I'm going to preface this by, sorry, Mom, but I had like a bottle of wine, and I had foregone the cup. I was a straight bottle in it. And it's a great preacher's wife here. But
It's okay.
so like I picked up my phone and I texted Gina because I was really feeling it that day. And I just texted
The wine
her
or the Mercury retrograde?
all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the
right?
above. And so I texted Gina. I was like, Mercury freaking out and doing weird shit. So the next day, she just shows up at the shop and I was like, oh my gosh.
She sent her the text and she just showed up
with the
with
shirt.
the shirt that said
That
Mercury
is
freaking out
great.
and doing weird shit. I'm
That
totally
is
coming over to buy
amazing.
one when we
But,
leave.
I
because
need it.
I need
but
it.
it's like
Need it.
got the little asterisk over where the I should be. So
So it doesn't
So
really
it doesn't
say
technically
it.
yeah.
pass. Yeah.
Okay.
it's PG'd ish.
It's PG'd.
PG-13.
That is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
All
wait.
right. Well, I think that's it. And
Thank you again,
We'll
Heather.
probably
No
have you
problem.
come back on sometime because this was so much fun. And I
I'm
think
full
there's
of all
so
kinds of stuff.
You really
It's
are.
great.
Guys, go check out Mountain Muse. Go check out Amy Wallen Photography. Come check out City Park Coffee House.
Do them all on the same day.
All on the same day.
No, not on Monday.
But just not on Monday.
Do them all on a Friday.
Yeah, then you get strawberries.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And coffee,
Even
and-
better. And you gotta call me ahead of well, just don't call me actually, but get on Facebook and send me a message.
After that cowboy called her, she's like,
I get
take
phone
calls
anxiety
anymore.
these days, so send me a message on Facebook, ask me if I'm available, and then maybe we could do a photo shoot on Friday.
That sounds great. Make a whole day of it. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
You missed me.
Oh,
Bye, guys.
Noise.
You've been listening to Behind the Mug Podcast, hosted by Jen Lafferty-Kopecky and Amy Wallen-Reed. Your producer is Kevin Horn. This has been a production of Hat Media Services.